These headphones are basically cheating. And I know it's a bold claim and it sounds like clickbait, and I thought the same thing until I got sent these from Slate Audio. These are the Slate Audio VSX headphones, and I've always been looking at these things and wondering if they actually live up to the hype. So when I got sent these, I decided to actually put these to the test. I typically don't do sponsored stuff on my channel because I make my money from actually working with clients who watch my videos, and so I don't like to shill stuff out on my channel. So I decided to actually put these to the test for a full month before making this review video. And here were the rules. Number one, I could only use the VSX for a month, not just on my own mixes, but my clients' mixes as well. I wanted to put my money where my mouth is. And two, I was not allowed to check on any other system. I wasn't allowed to check on my speakers. I wasn't allowed to render it out, go to my car, or listen to it through my phone, or grab my other set of headphones. Everything had to be checked and sent to my clients on these. And what happened kind of blew me away. Not only did I get my mixes done faster because I wasn't rendering things out and making changes later on in the studio, I also started getting better responses from my clients and less mix revisions. So after timing things out, I actually saved about an hour per song by using these. This is one text message I got. He said, "Dude, this is one of your best. The guitars are meaty, the synth chill stuff is so balanced, no harshness." Jeez. So let me explain why these are actually pretty much life-changing for me and what they do different than other headphones. But I don't want to waste your time, so if you don't want to watch the rest of the video and you're just wondering if these are for you, let me give you the quick rundown. The VSX headphones are a modeling headphone, which means that you can virtually place yourself in any one of these rooms just by wearing the headphones and running the software alongside it. You can check your mixes in multi-million-dollar studios or even a car or a club just with a click of a button. It actually smears the stereo image just a little bit and makes it sound like you're actually in the room. And I even noticed that they accurately represented time domain with the speakers in each room. There was a handful of times I genuinely thought I had left my speakers on and they were playing alongside my headphones, and I got a little nervous I was going to wake up my kids. These are unbelievably comfortable. They're super lightweight, and they're also reinforced with a metal band, so I'm not really too concerned about these actually breaking. If you're somebody who wants to be able to grab a pair of headphones and mix from anywhere in the world in an Airbnb or on a plane, or you're currently stuck in one room right now with one perspective, then these are for you. These are not for somebody who is just a music listener. These are somebody who is a professional or a serious hobbyist who wants the best out of the music that they create. So overall, I give these a solid 10 out of 10, and I couldn't recommend these enough. And of course, links to these will be down in the description below. So let's get into why these are actually different than normal headphones and why I'm actually using these exclusively now. So there's a problem with modern listening. Number one is most people are making music in home studios that are not actually built for studio work. This is a spare bedroom in my house that I am making music professionally out of. This wasn't designed to be a music studio. This was designed for a bed. So when you have speakers, most of what you hear, even if you do have a decent amount of acoustic treatment up, is not actually coming directly from your speakers. You're hearing a lot of reflections from your walls, your floors, your ceiling, and everywhere else. And in a lot of tests that I've seen, about 50% of what you hear is actually coming from the reflections around the room and then back to your ears, which causes frequency buildup, some phase issues, and even stereo smearing, which just kind of causes a lot of problems. And if you don't have any acoustic treatment on your walls, and if you're in an apartment and you're not allowed to hang anything up, this gets worse. So on the other side, typical headphones. There's no room reflections, right? But they have a different problem. They're actually too clean. The stereo image is so perfect that it's actually unrealistic. You miss how things will really sound in a room or in a car, the phone, the Bluetooth speaker, and you start to second guess your decisions, or even worse, you just make the wrong ones. And the third problem is you only have one perspective. Either way, you're stuck with one room, one listening environment. If you want to hear it somewhere else, you have to render it out, send it to your phone, listen to it in your car, the Bluetooth speaker, or somewhere else. It's a mess, and it's just flat out a waste of time. So here's what the VSX does differently. They're not just headphones, it's a modeling system. With the software, I can put myself in a pro mixing room, a mastering suite, a car, a club, or a boombox, and it actually feels like I'm there. And yes, Slate sent me these headphones, and yes, they're sponsoring this video, but I took a whole month and only mixed on these. No speakers, no car test, and I saved around an hour per mix because I didn't have to bounce and test and come back and forth and make those decisions. Less back and forth, fewer revisions, and a faster turnaround. This wasn't just convenient for me, it translated as well. So they have the new version 5.0, and they've made some pretty big changes to this, and it all changes on how you hear things specifically. One of the big reasons these sound so real is something called echo, or ECCO, ear canal curve optimization. Everyone's ears are shaped differently, especially the ear canal, and this can shape how you actually perceive sound. So the VSX custom calibrates your ear profile so the simulation actually sounds right for you. They also added a new model called Human Linear, which replicates the exact frequency curve of listening to perfect speakers in a perfectly tuned room. So you're probably wondering, are these my number one headphones now? And yes, 100%. I still like to reference on my speakers occasionally just because I've been using these things for so long, and I especially like it when artists are in the studio and I can just press play and they can hear it all there. But these saved me so much time and really just gave me the confidence to trust what I was listening to and knowing that the decisions that I made would actually translate into another system later on. So if you decide to go with these, I want to clarify a couple things. Give yourself some time to actually accumulate to these headphones. Pick some of your favorite songs and then go through all of the room models and pick your favorite rooms. You can choose the near field, far field, and even other headphone models and just pick some of your favorites and add them to the favorites list. These are not normal headphones, so you do need to take a few minutes to get used to these. But that's the point. Overall, I've really been enjoying these headphones. They've saved me literally a ton of time already, and they're just really comfortable. They seem to be pretty solid. The bar in here is metal, so the band is very strong, and this is comfortable up here, and these have plenty of cushion and push to these. They feel very comfortable. They don't feel like they're clogging up my ears, and my head doesn't feel heavy when I wear these for long periods of time, literally 6 to 8 hours a day. You can change out the cable on the bottom, so you can have different cables if you like, so you never have to worry about this cable getting damaged and causing problems and having to get new headphones. You can literally just replace the cable or even get a longer cable if that's something you're looking to. The cable that comes with it, though, pretty long. And it does come with an 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapter, which is pretty standard anyway. And it's really just the attention to detail that blows me away with these headphones. You can see in here that there's this little rubber boot shoe, and that's because this outer section here is plastic. And as you move it back and forth, it's actually really silent. So when you do move these things back and forth, it's not clicking up against the plastic and making a bunch of noise, which one of my other headphones had that problem, and I always had to be careful when I'm recording vocals and moving it back and forth because you'd hear that. You can't hear that here. I can move this back and forth, and you really don't hear that going through the microphone, which has been actually one of my favorite features about these, and I didn't expect that. The attention to detail really has just blown me away on these. They're lightweight, they're super comfortable, and they've become my favorite headphones to date, and probably will be my favorite headphones for a very long time. But the software just takes it to the next level, and the software is really what saves me all of that time and gives me the confidence that my mixes will translate when I'm just listening on these headphones. Of course, links to these will be down in the description below, and while you're down there, hit the subscribe button if you enjoy my videos. If you like this one, you'll probably like this video here. This video is a full 5-hour long course on how to start, make an idea, and come all the way down to a finished song. No cuts, no edits, literally 5 hours of straight music making. And it's one of my songs that I ended up releasing. Go there, add it to a playlist, and watch it as you can. There's tons of value in there. See you in the next one. As always, go create.